I always wanted to grow loofah so that I could turn them into sponges for the shower. So I filled some cups up with mini Orbeez and blew them up. And as I waited for them to triple in size so I could plant my loofah seeds inside the cups of Orbeez to germinate, I realized that I had to obtain some loofah seeds. And those are not the types of seeds that you can just buy from the plant store here in Canada, because trust me, I went to at least 10 different stores to look, but none carried any. So I turned to a group on a popular social media platform and found a Canadian organic farmer who agreed to give me some loofah seeds. I also got a lot more seeds and then proceeded to make a seed binder out of all of the seeds I got. And at this point in time, it was safe to say that I was ready to plant my loofah seeds. Plus, by this time, my Orbeez blew up and they were ready to help me germinate some seeds. This was going to be a really cool way of seeing if Orbeez could help me grow some tails faster than the paper towel method could. So I was excited to see if it would work. And I had no reason to think that it wouldn't work, because Orbeez hold moisture in their little bead bodies from the water, and that helps them blow up. So I got ready to add my loofah seeds into the cup, and now the hardest part came, arguably, waiting for the seeds to sprout. I waited about a week, and each day the seeds were looking better and better, and before I knew it, the loofah seeds had sprouted and they were ready to be transplanted into bigger pots to start the next part of the journey of growing into large, elongated, fibrous plants. I filled up their next home with soil, added the sprouted loofah seeds inside, and then waited another 3 weeks. And once the plants were ready, I transplanted them into my garden box and waited about 3 or 4 months. And as long as that took, before I knew it, I realized I forgot about my loofah because I was attempting to grow way too many other plants. And one day, as I went out to the garden and was checking on my plants, I saw one fruit that looked to be like a loofah. I was so excited, and at this point in time, I didn't know when I should harvest it, and I wasn't sure why only one successfully grew and not more. Remember, this was the very first time I ever tried growing loofah before, but I was just thankful that the squirrels didn't come and eat the fruit. And if you're wondering, like I was, loofahs are fruits that belong actually to the cucumber family, and the fruit that grows is really large, oval-shaped, elongated, fibrous fruits that can grow to several feet in length. When loofahs are harvested from the plant and then dried out, that outer skin is removed, which reveals that fibrous interior that, as I mentioned before, can be turned into a sponge for the shower. Apparently, they are really good for your skin, and they can help with things like removing dead skin cells, giving you smoother skin, unclogging your pores, reducing the risk of your skin breaking out with acne, and plus, they don't have any chemicals added to them like the synthetic commercially made shower loofahs do. You know, the ones you find in the store. And they're basically used like a regular sponge, where you add soap or body wash and lather it into the dried loofah, and then it creates this really rich lather that's really good for your skin. Plus, one more thing that I want to mention is that they aren't just good for your skin. They can even be used for washing dishes or countertops, and are said to be able to remove really difficult food residues left on your pots and pans and basically any surface, because they're durable, and my favorite part about them, biodegradable and easy to grow. And they smell amazing. So it's safe to say that I was really excited to finally have a loofah that grew successfully. And by now, you're probably all wondering if it actually ended up surviving. Well, my friends, yes it did. And after a few more weeks of me leaving it to ripen more on the stem, the winter was fast approaching, and as you know, I live in Canada, and I knew that meant that I had to harvest it sooner rather than later if I wanted to have a surviving loofah for the shower. But the problem was, it was still a little bit too green on that stem. So I tried to wait as long as I could, and once I finally decided that it was time to cut it off the vine, I kept it in the sun every day, and at night I would bring it inside to make sure no squirrels came with their families of 17 to feast on it for dinner. And I waited as the color of the loofah went from bright green to a brownish color. And after watching numerous videos and asking people for tips on if I was doing it right or not, it seemed really promising because you're supposed to wait for the loofah to turn this brown color. And so I thought that I was finally ready to cut it open to see what was inside and start the process of making shower sponges. The only other problem was that someone I spoke to told me that when you shake the loofah, you should hear the dried out seeds going up and down inside of the body of the loofah, and I didn't hear any seeds. So I was pretty concerned, but I figured that hopefully nature would gift us with her beautiful gift of a shower sponge, and I got to work starting to cut it open. I grabbed a really small sharp knife and cut a fine line down the middle of the loofah, and if it's dried out correctly, the skin should already be detached from the fruit, or the loofah should already be detached from the outer layer of skin on the outside, and so you won't actually end up cutting the loofah inside yet. So then the moment of truth came where I got ready to finally open it up after cutting it. I opened it carefully, and the top of the loofah was really promising. I was so excited. There was some dried out spongy material that smelled like the best flowers you ever smelled in your life. And so I picked the skin off around that loofah and set it aside to get ready for washing. But first I had to open up the rest of the fruit to see what we were working with. And listen, I know I fail a lot. Plants are all trial and but I was really confused to see that the inside of this loofah really had no fibrous part. I mean, a little bit, but not so much. And not the way it's supposed to look when you're harvesting dried out loofah for shower sponges. And as disappointed as I was, I still saw the seeds in there and thought, well, maybe I didn't dry it out long enough because a few parts of the inner flesh were still a little wet. And the reason why I didn't hear any seeds rattling inside was because they were still stuck to the flesh inside. So I had that question answered. But I was just glad at this point that I had some seeds that I could dry out and save and plant for next summer's round of loofahs. So I collected those and I put them in a little cup to dry out, and I realized they looked slightly underripe. I assumed that, but it's because loofah seeds should be a really dark color. At least that's the color of the seeds that I got from the farmer. So I wasn't sure if they were supposed to be like a really light color like these. Maybe it was just a different variety. I don't really know. Well, it couldn't have been a different variety because I planted those dark seeds. But anywho, they still looked pretty growable, pretty durable, so I'm gonna try drying them out and germinating them for next year's season. And as for the rest of this loofah, I scrummaged everything that I could from inside of that thing, and then I got a little lukewarm bowl of water because at this point, you're supposed to wash them in warm water to remove any flesh left on them, and they should be really durable. You should be able to squeeze them without breaking them. They should blow back up, and then you dry them out. And once they're dried, then you can use them in the shower or as a sponge for cleaning dishes or countertops in the kitchen. And I know there's like so many steps to this process. It takes a long time, so to fail was gonna be really disappointing to me, but I still had a little bit of hope. So as I washed them, they were not seeming to fluff back up like I saw in all of those other videos. And I was honestly confused and a little disheartened at this point, but still thankful that I got a few pieces of loofah that I could use. So now they're drying out on that plate. Once they do dry out, I'm gonna try using a few of the pieces we found at the tip of the loofah, the most promising ones, on my face as a little natural face scrubber, since they probably aren't big enough to use for my body. And hopefully that will be really good for my skin. But now all I have to do is wait until next year's growing season in Canada so I can plant the loofah seeds and harvest it properly this time. I don't know, guys. But listen, it's always a wild ride on this channel. I try, I fail. It's proof that plants are all trial and as each year passes and you try growing new things, you learn from your mistakes or where you went wrong, and then the next year rolls around and you do it even better than the last. I guess that's the position that we're in right now, and what becoming an expert in planting really is. Something that I may never become. But guys, until next year, where we take some loofah seeds, we take some Orbeez, germinate them, blow them up, plant them in, and listen, I'm never gonna stop trying.